Hey Mustangs, welcome back to Real Talk, where we cover the hottest political topics of the week. I'm your host, Martha Mills. Let's get real. President Biden kicked off his Help Is Here tour amidst growing concern over the border crisis. In his tour, the president hopes to pitch to the people that his administration is here to help, as the nation continues to suffer through COVID-19. After passing the mostly popular COVID Relief Act, Biden and his aides are trying to convince Americans that continued spending and tax increases are necessary to rebuild. On the tour, the president has been asking people what else he can do to help. However, while he has received praise for the Rescue Act, Biden's administration has also received some criticism for the crisis at the border from both Republicans and members of his own party. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas says the U.S. is encountering more migrants at the border than it has in 20 years. While the Biden administration points to the Trump and the conditions in Latin America and countries, others argue that Biden has been branded the migrant president and that his past comments have prompted the surge. The administration is now urging people not to try to come across the border.
Do you have to say quite clearly, don't come?
Yes, I can say quite clearly, don't come, and what we're in the process of getting set up, don't leave your town or city or community.
Governor Cuomo remains in the hot seat as Biden and Pelosi say he should resign if the accusations against him are found to be true. The president says Cuomo could even face criminal charges. The New York governor is facing allegations of sexual misconduct from 7 different women. Prominent New York Democrats such as Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Senator Kirsten Gillibrand have called for Cuomo to resign. Meanwhile, the governor tries to take the focus off of the accusations and put it back on the work that once made him very popular, such as COVID-19. However, this effort has been somewhat undermined by reports that Cuomo's administration deliberately undercounted nursing home deaths at the beginning of the pandemic. Governor Cuomo continues to deny all allegations, but apologized if he made people feel uncomfortable. Let's take a break from politics now and get the latest news from the hilltop.
Hey Mustangs, I'm Hannah Jones, bringing you current issues of the news this Wednesday. As Martha just mentioned, there is concern at the U.S.-Mexico border about the thousands of migrant children who are entering the country without their parents. Many of those will make Dallas their temporary home over the next 3 months. Approximately 3,000 migrant teens are now calling North Texas their temporary home. They were brought to Dallas after crossing the Texas-Mexico border illegally. Governor Greg Abbott was in Dallas visiting the Kay Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center, where the 15 to 17-year-olds are being housed. Abbott criticized President Biden's open border policies that he says are causing the surge in border crossings and cartel activity. He's asking the Biden administration to allow the Texas Department of Public Safety to have access to the building across the street from the convention center so they can speak to the unaccompanied minors about their situations. The number of migrants attempting to cross the Texas-Mexico border is at the highest level in 2 years. Young children have begun testing for the COVID-19 vaccine. A pediatric study called Kid Cove started testing the Moderna vaccine on children ages 6 months to 12 years old yesterday. In the upcoming days, Moderna is planning to enroll nearly 7,000 young participants in the study. The participants will be followed after their second vaccine to monitor any potential side effects and the effectiveness of the shots. Health officials are hopeful that high school students across the country will start getting vaccinated this fall, and younger children could get the shots early next year. A 21-year-old suspect is in custody after allegedly killing 8 people at 3 Atlanta area spas. Most of the victims are Asian, but police are not calling this a hate crime, at least not yet. Police used surveillance video to identify Robert Aaron Long as the shooter. They were able to track him down using his cell phone. They say the man denies the attacks were racially motivated. The killings come during a wave of nationwide attacks targeting Asian Americans. As more and more businesses and restaurants are opening back up, so are theme parks. After being closed for more than a year, Disneyland will welcome guests back at both of its theme parks on April 30th, but it will be at limited capacity, and everyone who enters either park must make a reservation first. The announcement also means more than 10,000 cast members will return to work. And something new for the park goers to enjoy, Snow White's Scary Adventure. It's been upgraded with new technology and new features, along with a new name, Snow White's Enchanted Wish. St. Patrick's Day is being celebrated a little differently again this year, thanks to COVID. New York's St. Patrick's Cathedral was only open to 25% capacity for Mass Wednesday morning. It was also live streamed. There was also a virtual parade with a small group of marchers taking part this year. First responders and essential workers walked the parade route, keeping the 260-year tradition going. Friday, New York will open up to 50% capacity. That's what's making headlines this Wednesday on the Hilltop. For current issues in the news, I'm Hannah Jones.
Thanks, Hannah. Speaking of St. Patrick's Day, the White House fountain turns green in honor of the day. The water in the fountain was dyed green Wednesday in honor of the cultural holiday, adding a splash of color to the White House. The president is also to host a virtual meeting with Ireland's Prime Minister and take part in a traditional Shamrock Bowl ceremony to commemorate the day. President Biden is finally holding his first solo press conference on March 25th. Many have been wondering why, almost 2 months into his presidency, the president has yet to address the press. The White House says Biden has been focusing on the American Rescue Plan and distributing vaccines, and that he has answered questions in private. However, this is the longest any new president has gone without a formal press conference in the past 100 years. To compare, Obama held his first press conference after 20 days, Trump after 27, and George W. Bush after 33. So mark your calendars. Well, that's all we have for you, Mustangs. Remember, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/SMU Television, and follow us on Twitter at SMU-TV. If you have any story ideas, shoot us an email, smutv@smu.edu. Thanks for watching Real Talk this Wednesday. Tune in next week for more political chit-chat and news from the Hilltop. Until then, have a great day, keep it real, and pony up.
SMU-TV and the Division of Journalism want to thank our underwriters, North Park Center in Dallas, Javier's Gourmet Mexicano on Cole Avenue, and Advance ER off West Lovers Lane. We appreciate your support of student media.